In this video, you'll learn how your work comp attorney gets paid. If this is your first time to my channel, my name is Domenic Celeste, the virtual accident attorney. I'm based in Palm Beach County, Florida, and I represent those injured on the job in workers' compensation and due to the fault of another in personal injury. This channel is all about answering your questions and giving you tips relating to Florida workers' compensation and personal injury law. Now, before we begin, I have to show you this disclaimer, so just hold tight. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. The first thing that we need to get out of the way is that you will never have to pay your work comp attorney out of your own pocket. So, if you're not paying out of your own pocket, just how is it that your work comp attorney's paid? All work comp attorneys in Florida, by law, are required to be paid on what's called a contingency fee basis, which basically means that we don't get paid unless we get you something first. In work comp, your attorney is entitled to a reasonable fee, which is based on numerous factors and ultimately determined by the work comp judge. I'll get into some of those factors in a bit, but when it comes time to your attorney getting paid, there's two different ways that happens. The first is when your attorney takes a percentage of the settlement on your case. This is probably the way that most people are familiar with, and that's most common. A settlement, if you recall, involves you receiving a lump sum of money tax-free in your pocket to use however you wish in exchange for closing out your work comp case, meaning no more medical care or lost wages paid for or provided by the work comp carrier. In addition to taking a percentage for the fee, your attorney will also recoup the costs expended on your case. Now, this isn't money coming out of your own pocket. Rather, it's money that's deducted from the total settlement amount. So, what's the percentage that we take? Well, it depends. Not long ago, the percentage that work comp attorneys could charge changed. This new law made it so that work comp attorneys could freely contract with their clients, which included the percentage that they charged for their services relating to a settlement. I'll tell you, most work comp attorneys in Florida charge 25% by contract, so if you get an attorney who's charging more, you might want to look elsewhere. Ultimately though, like I said, it's up to the judge to decide whether 25% is reasonable or not. If the judge decides that 25% is not reasonable, or your attorney decides that 25% is unreasonable based on the circumstances, then your attorney will most likely charge what the statute says we can charge. Now, this is a little bit confusing, but by statute, reasonable attorney's fees per se are 20% of the first $5,000 worth of benefits, 15% of the next $5,000, and 10% of anything over $10,000. So, for example, if you settle for $20,000, the attorney's fee by statute would be $2,750, which is 10% of the $20,000 plus another $750, taking into account the $5,000 before you hit the $10,000 threshold. However, in most cases, if your attorney can justify charging the contractual rate, that's what will be used. Putting this into perspective though, a personal injury attorney charges 33 1/3 before filing a lawsuit and 40% after filing a lawsuit, which is allowed for those types of cases per the Florida bar. Having handled both types of cases, I can tell you that I have to spend way more time on my work comp cases than personal injury cases just because of the way the law works. But as you just heard, work comp attorneys charge and are paid significantly less than personal injury attorneys. Alright, so the second way that your attorney can get paid is by the work comp carrier. In this instance, the only way that your attorney can get paid this way is by filing a petition for benefits with the court, but the benefit that's requested is either not authorized or provided within 30 days of filing the petition. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to know when I release the video going over what a petition for benefits is and how to file a claim with the court. If your attorney is able to get you the benefit but 30 days have passed, then the work comp carrier will be responsible for paying your attorney fees and costs expended securing you that benefit. In this instance, your attorney is paid for every hour that was spent securing the benefit for you. Obviously, This is the preferred method for your attorney getting paid because usually the percentage of a settlement is far less than what your attorney will be paid if they charge by the hour. Again, the judge has to determine whether your attorney charging by the hour is reasonable or not. Which brings me to the factors that are considered in determining whether your attorney's fees are reasonable or not. While all the following factors should be considered and should have equal weight, the primary factor that most judges use to determine reasonableness is the time and labor spent on the case, so the amount of hours that they spend. Other factors include the difficulty of the case, the skill required, the fee that's customarily charged in the area by other attorneys, the amount of the settlement or benefits secured, the nature and length of the attorney-client relationship, the preclusion from handling other cases, the time limitation imposed by handling the case, the experience and reputation of the attorney, and the contingency or certainty of the fee. Whew, that was a mouthful. These are called the Lee engineering factors, which is a case that breaks down all of the factors that the judge must consider in determining the reasonableness of the attorney's fee. I hope after watching this video you understand a little better how it is that your attorney's paid, and whether you're getting a good deal or not when hiring a work comp attorney. I also hope that you understand that hiring an attorney doesn't cost you anything out of pocket, so why not get the protection that you need to get what you deserve? So, as you can see, Florida workers' compensation law can be really complex, but what can you do about it? Well, you can hire an attorney that's licensed to practice law in Florida and that handles workers' compensation cases, that represents real clients, goes to court, that knows what they're doing. And if you or someone you know were injured on the job or due to the fault of another, give me a call any time of the day or night. I have a 24/7, 365 receptionist, or you can go to my website to fill out an intake and schedule a free consultation. Or you know what? You can just text me, 561-935-3822. But that's it for this video. If you got value out of it or if you learned something, please hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps me out. If you have a question, let me know in the comments below and I'll try and answer it. Like and follow me on all my socials to stay updated. And if you want to learn more about me, my firm, Florida Work Comp, or personal injury law, just go to my website, virtualaccidentattorney.com. Alright, so that's it for now. Again, my name's Domenic Celeste, the virtual accident attorney. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.